Hey you guys, it is me, Laura, and I am hopping on here. I had a request to show you guys how I made these cards. I made a set with different colors, and I showed you how to make the box, and I've showed you a tip on masking. I had recorded this earlier but had problems with the footage, and I had a request, please show us how to do that. So I am going ahead and I'm going to film this now and show you how I made those cards. I am using the Lasting Lilies stamp set, which is available still with Sale-A-Bration. If you place any order of $100 or more, you can get this for free. Now, Sale-A-Bration is almost over. Tomorrow is the very last day. It's the very last day to earn free stamp sets, to earn free embellishments, to earn free paper, to earn free all kinds of stuff. It is the last day to do that, and it's also the last day if you have a lot of supplies that you need to stock up on. It's the last day you have the option of getting $175 worth of products for $99, which is an amazing, amazing deal. If you want to take advantage of that, let me know. You can use it just to get the deal and nothing else. You could use it to get the deal and enjoy your 20% off for the next 3 months. And if you don't do nothing else, that's totally fine. Or if you want to, you can take advantage of this as an opportunity to start your own business or just share stamping with your friends. So if you want to do that, please get in touch with me right away, because tomorrow is the last day to do that, and that deal will be gone for a whole year. So, and next year it might be different. We never know. So with all of that said, I am going to go ahead and show you how I made these cards. Now, the measurements that I'm sharing with you today are adaptable. You can totally do this card on a bigger, I'm using a small note card. You can just take the measurements and just size it up the way you think looks good and add 4 lilies instead of 3 for a bigger card. That would be kind of like this. But today I am using a note card size, which is 3.5 by 5. So if you're going to cut this out, you are going to cut a paper that is 7 by 5 inches, and then you're going to score it in half at 3.5 inches. So you have your note card base, which you can purchase these with envelopes that match. And then I am using my stitched framelits, rectangle stitched framelit dies is what they're called. You don't have to use these. I like the stitched edge that it gives there. I don't know if you can see that stitched edge. I like that stitched edge, but you can totally just cut these out, and I'll give you the measurements for that. But if you're using the dies, I am using, if you count, number 3 and number 4 from the biggest, from the outside, are the 2 that I am using today. So for the bigger one, that is going to be your colored sheet, and this is 3 inches by 4 3/8 inches. And then this is the smaller one. If you're going to cut it, it's 2 5/8 by 4 inches. And what we're going to do is we are going to take this smaller paper and set it right in the middle of our note card. And I am using washi tape. You can use painter's tape. You can use just about anything. What I'm going to do is I am going to stick it on my hand first and then peel it off. That way I just totally, I make it safer so that I know that I'm not going to peel the paper when we're done. So you're just going to put this, ooh, got slidey fingers today. You're going to put this right in the middle. Try to line it up the best that you can. And you might need to move this tape around at some point, but we are just going to tape it down. And so today we're going to do this card in Calypso Coral. And I am going to use the sentiment that says, "Thank you for your endless love and support." And I'm using Calypso Coral, like I said. So I'm going to open that up. And for the sentiment, I'm actually going to straighten it up on my block. I don't know why I put it on so crooked. Okay, so there we go. And I'm just going to stamp this so that I can see where it is to help me have some kind of grounding to build around with my lilies. You can use any sentiment there that you want. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so next what I'm going to do I'm going to get my sponge dauber. This works best with the sponge dauber, but if you need to know other ways that you can ink up these distinctive stamps, I have a quick tip video on that, so you can totally check that out. So I'm going to take this and I am going to, oh my goodness, I just messed it up. I'm trying to make sure that I'm staying on camera because the way I have this set up is not, the camera is not exactly where I'm most comfortable working. So I have to kind of make sure that I'm still in frame here so you guys can see everything that I'm doing. So I'm just going to ink this up really well. It's kind of fun when I use the ink dauber because I can see the design coming through as I put the ink on. It's kind of fun. So I've got that pretty good. Let me make sure I've got the edge really well, because that edge is kind of defined. And I am going to, now you'll see here, I have this where, actually I'm going to move this just slightly because I don't really have it centered and I want to make sure that it's centered. And if it's not exact, it's really not the end of the world, but I like to start out with it as best as I can. Okay, so there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and I am going to stamp it. I want it to come off the edge onto the back of the paper there. That's kind of what makes this technique work. And when you're stamping it, you want to make sure you really stamp off that edge because the paper is a little bit bigger. See? That's exactly what you want. And that line there is going to go away because remember, we're going to put this underneath. So there's our first lily. Now let's go for lily number 2. We use this small lily here. And you can do as many as you want. You can kind of play with the placement of these lilies and see what you like best. And I think that's part of what makes it fun and unique is you can place them all slightly differently. So I am going to actually put this one. The key is that you want to make sure that you have, actually, you know what? For this one, I'm going to do one more big lily, I think. You want to make sure that you have them, as many as possible, going off of the edge of that page. It's tempting when we're doing things because usually we want to keep it all on the little panel that we have. We want to keep it all in frame, but in this case we don't want to do that. We want to get it off frame as much as we can while still filling in the parts of our frame that we can. So I'm going to take this one and put it down here, I think. And make sure again to get that edge stamped really well. There we go. And then I'm going to take this one. I'm going to make sure I've got it inked up just real good. I inked it already. Sometimes that ink can dry, so I'm going to give it just a little refresh. And I'm going to pop this one right here. So there are my lilies. Now I need to stamp their stems on. So I'm going to use this stem for my bigger lilies. You can really do them however you want. I might actually switch it up a little bit. Let's see. We'll just see what we think here. See, this one has a leaf. So I could put my leaf there. Doesn't really matter there. Don't want my leaf on that one though, for sure. Because it will go into the other. So these are clear, so you can just kind of line this up how you want it. And again, make sure you're pushing down so that that part that comes off really comes off the panel there. And then I think I'm going to use this one, and as you can see, this is going to give another little effect because it's not going to go all the way to where the leaf and the stem connect, but the leaf will kind of come up on the other side and give us a little hint of something there, which will be fun. And then we have one more. So I think I'm actually going to use this guy again. Yeah. And then I might add a little bit of our leaf, although I didn't pull him out, so I'm not sure. I might just leave it. So what I'll do after I have this all stamped is, ooh, I did not get that inked up well. To make sure to get it inked. Okay. So there we go. Now what I want to do is I am going to, see, yeah, I think that's good. So I'm going to take this off, take off my tape, then just line that up and see, yes, that's going to look just great. So then what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add this panel onto the back panel. I found that it is easiest to line it up that way rather than putting the colored panel down first. So I am just going to stick this on and get it as centered as I possibly can. And it won't be perfect, likely, but that is okay. Okay, so then we have this panel. And, oh, I'm doing it a little different, I guess. I should have put dimensionals on the back there, you guys. I'll show you. See, on these ones, I popped up that panel a little bit with dimensionals, just to give it a little depth. You can see, you can just do it all flat, and that's totally fine too. I might, let's see, what am I gonna do here? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave this one flat, but you can totally use dimensionals if you want. Although, I might just put dimensionals on this and we'll see what it looks like. It's part of the fun of card making. You just experiment and go with the flow. And sometimes I have made mistakes that turned out to be much better than what I initially intended, and so that's always fun. Okay, again, you don't need this many dimensionals, especially if you're hand delivering, but I find that sometimes when cards go through the mail, they get a little squished, and so I like to make sure that I have plenty of support behind my panels so that my card arrives in good shape. I spend time and love in making my cards, and I want them to arrive in good shape so that they can bring joy to the recipient. All right. No, that's not straight. Part of why it's good to do this the other way around, because this part is harder to line up. Okay, let's get these dimensionals back up. This is real, you guys. I'm not editing this out because I want you to see what card making is really like. And I think sometimes we see people making cards that have been edited and we feel like, oh my goodness, they did such, like, this is so easy for them. It was such a perfect card, and oh goodness, and now I ripped it. That's okay. We're going to see how to fix that. Okay. There we go. All right, so there is our card for today. That's all there is to it, you guys. It's really simple. You just want to make sure to, I would recommend doing the dimensionals on the top. If you do them at all, you can totally do it flat. So here's a few that I did. I've shown you these. I'm going to pull out a few of the different colors so you can see, and I'll tell you what I used. This one is done with Pear Pizzazz, and this one is Pool Party. This one is So Saffron. This one is Blushing Bride. And then I did Gorgeous Grape, and another one with Calypso Coral. So that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope that you have a great day. I hope this was useful for you, and I hope that you find joy in creating as you spread kindness and encouragement with your scraps of paper. Talk to you later.